My manipulative mother-in-law convinced my fiancé to postpone our wedding 4 times in a row, so I called it off and told my fiancé to move back home to mommy. I've been with my fiancé for 7 years, and we have been engaged for 3 years. We have gone ahead and tried to do a save the date 4 times now, and every single time, his mom convinces him to postpone. It's always well, don't you think you have bigger things to worry about? Whether it be our living situation, we are renting, and she thinks we should buy first because we aren't stable, or our money situation, but we have plenty of money, as my husband is an RN and I'm a lawyer. It's just always something. We planned for a family gathering in my mom's backyard. She has 3 acres and a beautiful pond, and it's just perfect. And we are doing a potluck. So, it will be a very low-cost wedding. Plus, everyone we know lives within an hour of the location, so only giving a month or 2 notice is perfectly acceptable in our case. With all this said, his mom has zero reason to try and sway us against it, but her newest argument is that we need to wait until our daughter is at least 3, so she can be our flower girl. She's 7 months old. Well, in December, my husband and I talked, and we decided we wanted to get married in August. I told him, don't let your mom dictate it, and he said he wouldn't, and that he was tired of listening to her. But last weekend, my mother and his mother both came for dinner, and I was talking to my mom about what dress I wanted her to wear as the matron of honor. My husband's mom asked when we planned to tell her we had decided on a date, and my husband said, when we told everyone else. She just said, oh, and got quiet and took leave maybe 20 minutes later. He had already made plans to go over to her house after dinner to help her with her cable box, so he left shortly after that to head over to her place while I drank some wine with my mom. When he got back, he was super quiet but said he was just tired and went to bed. But last night he said, at random, my mom kind of has a point. Maybe we should wait until we buy a house so our living situation is a bit more stable. She's not wrong in saying that it should be something we are worried about. I just went silent and didn't comment because I was pissed off. But he kept making comments like, it'll only be a couple of years, 5 at most. I just took my ring off and handed it to him and said I was no longer interested. He immediately started protesting and trying to put the ring back on my finger, and I wouldn't let him. I said I was no longer interested in marrying him, and that maybe he should move back home with mommy, because I knew for a fact that that woman would make up another excuse the second we bought a house. And I was really just so turned off at the thought of marrying him at this point, because I have zero business being with a man who has no backbone and would put our lives on hold in favor of a woman who still wants to scrub his back in the shower. She has not said she wants to scrub his back in the shower, but she often talks about how she had to help him shower for months when he was 16 because he broke his leg, and as the story goes, he told her he didn't want help and she forced it. And it's even weirder that she still talks about it like it was a fond memory to see her 16-year-old naked. He's crying at this point and I'm stupid calm, maybe because I'm over it, and told him I wanted him to leave or I could leave, but those were the only options. He ended up leaving, sobbing the entire time. I do feel bad. I feel gutted. He means everything to me, but I can't do this anymore. His mom has been blowing up my phone with texts, trying to plead her case, and I just texted back and said, no, it's fine. You won. Now you can have your baby boy back full time, and blocked her number. My friends think I'm wildly overreacting.